Okay, yes. I'll ask you talk. It's fine. Let's go.
Hello, Kristin.
Hello, Max.
Welcome back to another episode of our CrossFit Kaiserslautern FITCAST.
Thank you.
Today we're gonna switch roles, I think.
The tables have turned.
Yes. We're gonna talk about what the power steering company that is the mother of CrossFit Kaiserslautern and CrossFit Weinstrasse actually does, how it developed, and how we got together to do what we do now, all the things.
All the things. You're in the hot seat.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm asking the questions today.
Great.
Strap in. Here we go. Okay, so first thing I want to know, or people want to know, because everybody knows me at CFKL, or I should know them, that I'm the manager and run the gym and all that. But you, the Max, they know we have this owner named Max who's sort of like a unicorn. Everybody's heard of him, but they've never seen him. So we want to dive into your background a little bit to get to know you better today. So why don't you start by telling us a little bit of your education background?
Okay. My background is business.
You went to school for this?
Yes, I went to school for business.
International business, no?
International business and administration, yes.
Good.
It's the formal term or name. And yeah, started with CrossFit on the side. Got encouraged by some friends to do it. I forced them to basically work out with me back in the days, and they encouraged me to start a side business with it. So I did, and my plan was to, suit and tie.
Suit and tie.
Yes,
yeah.
Every day, and I was seeing myself in Frankfurt working with bangs, whatever.
Being a desk jockey.
Yes, whatever.
Okay.
Couple years into CrossFit and having this side adventure, CrossFit Weinstrasse, the box, I could not see myself in that role anymore. So it took me a while to let go of the original, static and reasonable life plans I made.
Reasonable.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
But to start my own business and to really focus on it.
Did you have support from your family when you decided to switch directions? How did that go for you? I'm just curious personally.
Yes, I was afraid, but when I presented the idea to them, they already knew.
They were expecting
yes,
it?
Yes, it took me so long to be brave enough to go to take that step.
Yeah.
They already knew at that point.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so while you were studying, you started the side thing and you affiliated while you were in school still at CrossFit Weinstrasse?
Yeah, I wanted to be an official CrossFit gym from the get-go. I loved the spirit, the methodology, everything about it.
Okay, so once you started drinking the Kool-Aid, the Kool-Aid settled in.
Yes.
How did that go from there? So you started Weinstrasse and then things have blown up since then. So
yeah, we were actually box number 16 in Germany.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, so that is back in 2012. I took my level 1 in 2011. There was only one place in Europe where you could take your level 1, continental Europe. That was in Basel. They had a certification weekend every 3 to 4 months.
That's Switzerland?
Switzerland, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Good. And then fast forward a couple years, I also started judging at CrossFit events, at CrossFit competitions. I knew I was never going to make it as an athlete, but I wanted to be a part of it. I thought it was a very, very cool thing that developed out of the CrossFit community, the developing CrossFit community in Europe. So I volunteered as a judge, brought in a couple ideas, worked really hard, found a partner that wanted to make me or to have me as their head judge. And we, developed a couple of really great events, and then added that as another side business, basically.
And when you say events, for people who don't know the CrossFit world as well as we do, what do you like? Can you briefly describe like what that means? What you guys were doing? Yeah,
it's a CrossFit competition. Typically is a mass start event, if you will. You have a competition floor that consists of several lanes, and you have several divisions of athletes divided by age, gender, that go through several workouts over the course of a day or a weekend. And we are our service is basically the organization of everything competition related. So it's from A to Z. It is planning the workouts, coming up with the movement standards, training the judges, briefing the athletes, and then also the execution on the day, handling the flow of the day. So the timelines and the equipment teams, the judging teams, the scoring, we handle appeals, we handle everything that is competition related.
Yeah, and this is power steering.
Yes.
Run by, so it's competition management.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So essentially, for people who may not still understand, it's like party planning for competitions.
Yes, if you will.
Party planning.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is a party too.
Yeah.
Cool. Very cool. So that's power steering in a nutshell. Let's go back a little bit. So you affiliated your first gym, number 16 in Germany, which is still pretty cool to me. Then you started your company.
Yeah.
Or right in that order. So affiliated first, became in love with CrossFit, started judging, started your company, which is a GmbH, right?
Yeah, it's a limited
LLC.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And then CFKL happened somewhere after that. Yes.
I got asked to take over CrossFit Kaiserslautern in 2016, I believe. The former owners were military, and they were ordered to go back to the States.
PCSing.
They were PCSing. They had an end date, and we actually knew each other for a couple of years. They started, it was a couple, and she started doing CrossFit, or she came to the box in Neustadt for quite some time. So she took the drive 30-45 minutes 3 times a week, and worked out with us in Neustadt. And we had the same mindset. We were in line with the spirit of CrossFit and what CrossFit is, and how to bring that to people. So I was very honored that they thought about me. They asked me if I wanted to take over when they would leave, and I did. Started to run both places. Tried to run both places by myself. So I would always be in Kaiserslautern in the mornings and coach classes there, and then head back to Neustadt, coach classes in Neustadt in the evenings. Wasn't the most sustainable lifestyle.
It's a lot of back and forth.
'Yes. So I started looking for someone who could take over the Kaiserslautern location. Yeah, who could work with me. Yeah.
Okay, so that brings us to me. And I believe we met when you were still, like, the transition was happening for you to take over the gym, correct?
Yeah, 2016, 2017, somewhere around that.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, I met Max. I was gymless at the time, doing drop-ins to multiple gyms around Germany with a group of friends. We called ourselves the Traveling WOD Squad. And I should patent that. And we happened to stop into CrossFit Weinstrasse.
Yeah.
And I was looking to be a competitive athlete at the time. And I think after the first, I did one drop-in, and then I came back and did a second one. And I think we went out to lunch, everybody, or something like this. And I asked you, like, hey, I want to be a competitive athlete. Want to train me?
Yeah.
So we got started because I asked him to be my coach. And you said yes.
Yep.
You decided to take on all this hot mess.
Great idea.
Worked out for you. So then I was making the drive to Neustadt every day to train, to do all that. You purchased CFKL, or took over CFKL, and then decided that I was a worthy employee.
I vetted you for a year.
Unbeknownst to me, by the way.
Yes, true. Because this is something, at least that I have to have a lot of trust in someone. And yes, you proved yourself worthy after vetting you for a year.
Oh, good.
So I kind of asked you to make a decision whether you wanted to pursue that athlete career, train 4 or 5 hours a day, or work for me, cut back on the training, because obviously full-time.
Can't do both.
No.
I tried. In the beginning.
Yes.
I tried. It didn't work.
Yeah. Very glad you made that decision.
So am I.
Yeah.
We all know I made that decision, because still here I am today. So that was really cool. You took me under your wing, kind of, and grew me in a way. I knew CrossFit was going to be a part of my life. As soon as I started doing CrossFit, I fell in love. And then I started training, and I really thought that's where I wanted to go with it. I had good capabilities at the time. I was wanting
coming from
what?
From bodybuilding.
Yeah. But I made progress pretty quickly when I started CrossFit, and I don't know, I fell in love. It was nothing like anything I've ever done before, always different. And then we went into this other side of it with managing a CrossFit gym. I never saw myself in that aspect. I kind of wanted a box myself one day when I first started, but now knowing the rest of the stuff, I'm happy someone else running the business side and me taking care of the day-to-day stuff. That's how I like it. I think I prefer it this way. But then also you got me into the power steering competition management side of things, which I also thoroughly enjoy. So that's pretty cool, getting to travel around. We've been to Kuwait to run a competition there. German Throwdown.
Yeah, we did a couple of gigs together before COVID. Yeah. Obviously. So that's on hold for now. But yeah.
So I look forward to post-COVID one day where we can get back to competition management as part of...
And back into the gym with all the people that we miss.
Running our own competitions at the gym.
Yeah.
That's still a thing, by the way. We're going to get back to that.
The in-house competition is coming.
Yes. It's only a matter of time. All the planning's done.
Yeah.
We took care of that.
Yeah.
We just have to implement it when we're able to now.
Yeah. We were shut down right a couple of weeks before it would have happened.
So I think we've hit a lot of the background for you, at least like where you started, kind of the middle part, how I came in. What does a very brief future outlook look like? Oh, I have 2 questions. First one, really fast. This has nothing to do with anything. why is your English so good?
Good question.
Everybody wants to know.
Okay. I don't know if it is good, first of all, but when I got out of school, I hated my English. I had a major in English in school, and the way I was talking
because you had an accent, or because the lingo?
Yeah, it's the English we learn, or we have learned. This is a long time ago. Was not conversational English. It was I could order at a store, I could order groceries, in a shop, and that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Even with a major in English. And so I wanted to improve myself because I wasn't proud of the way I was talking English. So the first thing I did after graduating, I went to the States by myself for 2 or 3 weeks, because I knew I was going to be forced to talk English when I'm by myself.
Yeah.
So that's how that started. So I continuously tried to improve myself. I read a lot of English books that I have read in German before to kind of get the lingo, how the expressions work.
And the accent's just something you've worked hard at.
I think so.
Not having a German accent when you speak English. Because a lot of people ask this question, like, where is Max from? They can't tell. They know it may not be American, but they're like, oh, could be, maybe.
I'm working on it.
It's impressive.
Thank you.
Okay, and then the future.
Yeah.
Where do you see us heading in the future? Power steering, the gyms, all of this.
So we're looking into opening up a third location closer to the Neustadt location. But we want to be the go-to provider of health and fitness in our area, because we know that we are able to provide real fitness. We have a ton of fun doing it, and we are able to build a great community around it, because it's only fun when you're doing it with friends and like-minded people, and yeah.
I agree. Cool. Awesome. Well, I think that about wraps it up. Thank you for
off the hook.
Yeah, thanks for sitting in the hot seat with me today.
My pleasure.
It's a fun role reversal today.
See you next time.
Yep, see you next week. Cheers!